We had to do a redo from our Texas trip because we did not relax. It was very stressful. So we decided to go to
Pigeon Forge in Gatlinburg. So we stayed in a cabin in the woods. So we're back on vacation again. We're in the Smoky Mountains. And we just drove up these giant hills, which you can see kind of down there. Cars down there on an angle. But we're in this cool cabin.
Yeah, look at this.
Fireplace.
Oh, good room.
Big TV.
Good choice.
Should we go check out your room?
It's very much a mountain.
Okay, what's the light here? So here is Buddy's room.
Oh, how cool is this?
This is where Buddy will sleep. There's the car over there.
I can see the birds. I can watch birds.
Oh.
There's board games.
There's a pool table. There's a TV out here.
VCR. Let's go check
Downstairs.
the downstairs. Look at that fancy tub. Bed.
Nice.
A couch.
This is so cool.
Pretty cool. Laundry. What did he find? Two-way bathroom.
It's a secret bathroom.
Do we have a tub? We have a tub in here with a worm in it.
What?
There's like an inchworm in the tub.
What?
Right there. Check it out. This is the
Oh
balcony.
my god, what is that?
What? Oh.
You see that thing? That's huge.
I know, but it's not like it's a spider.
Ugh.
Cool rocking chairs. Little thing here to get down. And it comes with a hot tub. Should we check out the hot tub?
Sure.
Let's do that.
I'm not getting in, but...
Well, we need to turn it down too. Does it look okay? Where's the controls?
Just a hunch. Ugh.
No, they're right here.
Oh, okay.
Let's make sure we turn it all the way down. The driveway and like the parking was basically like this.
Yeah.
And the car
It
is
was
sitting
like-
here.
It was like this. There was nowhere to park at the top.
Yeah.
Like it went up and then it went back down. Yeah, all of the entries from the like guest book said that there were bears and stuff around, and we were like, is it safe to go outside? Lots of bugs.
There's a bear.
There's a bear.
We did get terrorized by a squirrel though.
Oh, there was a squirrel.
There was a squirrel trying to get in, and we had to like go to that door, and then he'd run over there, and then go back to the other door, and I ran out there with the broom and was chasing around. So the first thing we did when we got there is Elliott saw this stand where they were like, you get these buckets of sand, and you have to like sift them and find all the jewels in it and stuff.
He loved that. He was like, oh, this is the best one. Oh no, this is the best one.
And right next to that, they had one of those like carnival slides that you go down on like a
burlap sack. Right along that same path, they have all these shops, like souvenir shops, that have live animals in them. One of the ones that we went to had live bears that I guess had been like rescued and they couldn't live on their own. So they sell like food that you can feed the bears. And that was the only bears we saw on the trip. Thank God, because I was really worried about that.
We did see some bear poop though.
So while we were downtown Pigeon Forge, not on the same day, but we went to, they had this like Jurassic Park ride.
It was like
not Jurassic Park official.
It was like this like hokey little kind of like dark ride thing that I've seen on some other YouTube channels, so I wanted to check it out.
We had to check it out.
It was super expensive, but it was cool because
it was so not worth the money.
It wasn't worth the money, but it was cool because it was like this kind of like hokey little thing, you know. I wish it would have cost way less, but you know.
Another little thing that we had to do was we went to the moon pie store.
It was like really just like a giant gift shop. Kind of reminded me of
like a Cracker Barrel.
No,
that's what it reminded me of.
What's the one that we always go to?
Ozark Land.
Yeah, it reminded me of Ozark Land.
So that was pretty cool though. It had like a little photo op. So
I think the thing Elliott liked the most was Magiquest.
I think it's Magiquest.
Anyway, Magiquest, something with magic and a quest.
It's this giant thing, and it's kind of like a scavenger hunt.
Yeah, it's almost like virtual Harry Potter. Like you run around all these different rooms, and one's like the dungeon area and the woods and all this.
And you have to like point this wand at certain things, and it like sparkles or plays a sound or something, and then you go back, and once you achieve all of them, then it opens up the next quest.
Yeah, and you like unlock stuff. And,
Oh, it was so fun. We were all exhausted after that because we literally were just running around this second story of this arcade for like 3 hours.
So we did visit one video game store when we were down there.
It's not a trip without that.
It was called Control Freak, and they had like a bunch of like really expensive stuff. Now, I don't know if that's just a sign of the times. Things are kind of expensive right now. They had games that were like $300 and stuff like that, but
they had nice stuff though.
Yeah.
Like we haven't seen, at least here in St. Louis, we haven't seen a lot of that stuff in the stores.
So I think I got like a little adapter for my N64. It was like one of the RF ones. I don't really need it, but I just kind of wanted it. And then I got, let me get it real quick. I got this Bomberman game for Nintendo. Elliott and I have been playing a lot of Bomberman on Switch, so I wanted to get the original and show him where it came from.
Have you guys played it yet?
I don't think so.
In downtown Pigeon Forge, they have this area that they've called the Island, and it has like a fountain show, and it has a lot of stores and restaurants and stuff like that. So we went there, and guess what they had? Ride makers.
So Elliott got to make another car. We didn't do the remote control this time, but he got to make a car.
They had this place called Bird's Famous Cookies, and they were really good.
Yeah, they were like tiny cookies.
A little bitty.
And they were actually like kind of like harder, you know, which I don't normally like on cookies.
He loves like gooey cookies.
But they were really good.
They were so good. I don't know how they got so much flavor in those little bite-sized cookies, but...
And they give you free samples.
Unlimited free samples.
Yeah. If you go to the Smoky Mountains and you don't do any kind of hiking, you're probably doing it wrong.
For sure.
We went to kind of two big places. One was Roaring Fork.
We are at Roaring Forks.
Yeah.
Forgot the name of it.
There's a mountain back there. Pretty cool. I feel like we're in like Jurassic Park. Look at that. That's
like a drive-through. You can go through the whole thing in your car, and it gives you some really amazing views. We were super impressed with the views without having to get out of your car and hike.
We went on one of the trail, like there's little trails that go off the side. The one we went on,
you can park your car and then you hike.
and the one that we went on was the one to see Grotto Falls, which is a waterfall area that you can walk underneath and everything.
Yeah, and Elliott thought that it was so, like, he really wanted to go because Grotto Falls is like in Fortnite. So he's like, oh, we gotta go. But then when we got on the hiking, he was not into it.
I think he liked it once we got to the waterfall, but he definitely did not like the walk. It's so cold. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I almost fell in the water.
Elliott's just going for it.
It's crazy. Look at this stream. The water's so clear.
Yeah.
I think you gotta go up that log.
A bunch of waterfalls here. Like 4 or 5.
Turn around and let's smile to Daddy. Elliott, smile to Daddy. Smile for your dad.
I'm not even filming him right now. Hold on. So the other hike that we went on was to Clingmans Dome, which is supposed to be the highest spot in the Smoky Mountains.
It was a little bit of a drive, but again, that drive was beautiful.
Yeah.
Because it was through the Smoky Mountains, and there were lots of spots to like pull off and look around and see the overview and overlook and stuff.
And the actual walk up there wasn't too bad.
I think it was like a mile, but
Yeah.
it was
It was steep.
straight.
When we went up there, it was like right in the middle of a thunderstorm coming in.
Yeah.
So we were like literally like walking in the clouds while there was like thunder and
It
stuff
sounds
like that.
so cool when you say it like that. I'm like,
It was
oh,
scary.
walking in the clouds. But it was terrifying because it was like thundering all around us. We were like, are we going to get struck by lightning? And we were like, well, we're here. We don't want to wait. We don't know how long this is going to take for the storm to pass. So we walk all the way up there. We get all the way up to the top. There's this giant structure that goes up. Right when we got up there, it's kind of started clearing up. We got up to the top. It cleared up for like a second. I don't think we got any footage of it because it was literally like 30 seconds. And then Elliott goes, "Where's Meow?" That's his stuffed cat, like his favorite stuffed cat ever. And we had to like run all the way down because we didn't know where it was.
She was in the car.
So we decided to do like a day in Gatlinburg. Holy cow, that place is way busier than Pigeon Forge.
It's just basically a bunch of shops and stuff all along and
one street.
Yeah.
There's like an arcade, a candy store, and one other store like every 4 feet.
Yeah.
They just repeat. So we did find one arcade that had Minecraft Dungeons.
And that was the first time we'd seen that arcade machine.
Yeah.
And Elliott's really into Minecraft Dungeons, so that was cool. And you get like little cards that it spits out while you're playing, and so
was really
that was
fun.
cool.
And we got to play Luigi's Mansion there and a couple other games.
Yeah, right next to there was a car museum that we saw. Nothing to write home about, but it was a car museum.
Yeah. And we also went to a place there.
It was like a pancake place, but I don't remember what it's called.
Yeah, it got rave reviews, and the food was good, but the wait was long to get in. So one of the best things that we did while we were in Gatlinburg was we went to the Ripley's Aquarium.
I think the two coolest things is, one, they had like a tunnel. Like every place like that has a tunnel that goes underwater, you know, but this one had like a conveyor belt and like a really long tunnel that went all throughout the
The shark tank
that they had.
We also got to see the shark tank from a different angle. We paid extra to get on the glass bottom boat that takes you around the shark tank, and it was amazing.
It was definitely worth it. If you go to the aquarium, definitely
pay
do
the
that.
extra money. It was a little scary at first. I think when we all got on, we were like, this is over sharks. But they're pretty well fed sharks, so I wasn't too concerned about it.
So the other thing we did in Gatlinburg was the Hillbilly Golf.
They have a ton of golf, like mini golf around there.
They also have a bunch of like ski lift things.
Oh, yeah.
And we were
didn't do
all
this.
a little scared to get on the ski lifts. But at Hillbilly Golf, you kind of get a little bit of both because they like take you up this hill on this little like train car kind of thing that goes like up the hill.
But it's nice because you're on the ground.
Yeah,
like,
you're on the
not
ground.
floating
It's
above.
not like crazy, and that was really fun. And then the theming was all like hillbilly stuff. Like they had one where you had to like shoot pool with the golf club and like all this like kind of just goofy little things.
Yeah, they had like a tractor one with like old tractor parts. You had to go through the wheels or something like that.
Yeah. Oh. So normally when we go on vacation, a lot of times we'll go to theme parks. And this time we were going to try to go to Dollywood, but we were thinking about doing the water parks as it was so hot.
It's so hot.
And we showed up at Dollywood and found out when we got to the parking,
It was sold
you
out.
have to reserve a ticket or whatever.
Yeah, you couldn't just buy it at the gate.
Yeah, and it was sold out, so we couldn't go. To make it worse, I even checked that morning and saw tickets available and didn't buy them.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, we'll just get it at the gate."
Yeah.
And that was, yeah. We're already all in our swimming suits. Everything's packed. This is all what we plan to do for the day. So we frantically are scrambling because there are a couple other water parks in the area. And we found one called Soaky Mountain, which is like the cutest name.
And it was really cool. Like
It was so cool.
it was really nice to have a variety of stuff.
Yeah,
And
they had some smaller slides and some like just single person slides, which was great because they had a kids area, but it had a lot of good slides that weren't too scary, but they were still fun.
And Elliott went down his first like real water slide, not like the kiddie one, like not a huge one either, but like one that swirls around and stuff like that. And he
Loved it.
He loved it the first time he went down, and then me and him were racing down the slides and all that kind of stuff. And they even had like mini versions of their big slides, like
the big ones that you like ride on with a big raft, like a 5-person raft. They had little mini versions of it. It was so cool.
And it took a little bit of coaxing to get Elliott to go down them.
But he went on
But
them
once
both.
he did, he loved it, and he had so much fun.
I kind of wish that we could have gone on them because that's probably more my speed.
So we did find Elliott's limit, though, of all places.
We did.
On the lazy river.
So this was not your average lazy river.
It wasn't really a lazy river at all, because they had like waves, like big waves that come through.
Waves.
And like you would be looking down like the tunnel,
like
that
straight
you just
ahead,
went, and this
then
huge,
all of a sudden this
like,
huge come behind you. It was like crazy. It's like a lazy river mixed with like a wave pool.
Yeah.
Like they, create the waves, and it's like certain times.
It was really cool though. Like I had a blast on it. I could have done that like all day. They also did have like a normal wave pool, which is also really fun.
And Elliott did have a blast in that one. I think it was just that you had to stay on top of the thing, and I don't think that he could touch very well. So it's almost good that it didn't work out, that we couldn't go to the Dolly Parton one, because we found this other really cool one that we had just as much fun at. So
one of the last things that we did in Gatlinburg / Pigeon Forge was we ate at the old mill, and we actually like a couple days before were planning on doing it, but the line was too long. We didn't work out, but we finally got in, and it was really good. Like we saw mixed reviews on it, and we're like, are these people crazy? Like, this is awesome.
The food was so good. It comes with like a preset, like there's like an appetizer, soup, blah blah blah. And we were like, corn chowder? I don't know if we really like corn chowder, but it was so good. And then like they had these corn fritters. And again, we were like, we've never had corn fritters. So good. Like we were like, bring more of those.
Yeah. I think I had the chicken fried steak. It was awesome. It was no Miss Sherry's chicken fried steak, but it'll do.
I had pork, like a fried pork tenderloin. Is that what it was? Pork chop, fried pork chop. So good. Yeah. Like, I keep wanting, I'm like, where can I get that now? Like, in St. Louis. And I think Elliott probably had, like, chicken tenders or something like that. Nothing spectacular, but he liked all the stuff. It was definitely worth it. If you go, you're going to have to wait.
And me and Elliott invented a game called elbow jousting while we were waiting.
That's basically it. Except they're on like a little fence and they try to knock each other off. I've got 2 children, basically. Number 1.
On the way home, we saw Noah's Ark.
Yes. It wasn't technically on the way home.
Yeah, it was a little out of the way.
But we have always heard about it and we wanted to go see it. It was really incredible.
Isn't it called like the Ark Encounter or something like that? I don't know.
I called it Noah's Ark. Yeah.
But yeah, it was basically like a full-size like Noah's Ark that somebody built, and like you can go in and there's like gift shops and like they have all like the animals and the cages and everything like that.
Yeah, all the animals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They even have dinosaurs in there.
Yeah. Dinosaurs.
But they did have a really cool playground outside. Like
so awesome.
We almost skipped it, but then we went over there and saw what it was,
like,
and like
nope, we gotta
they had like multiple zip lines and like all kinds of crazy stuff. And so Elliott got to play there for a little bit. We kind of had to get out of there quick because we wanted to get home.
There was a storm coming.
Yeah.
And we were trying to get home in one day.
So I think this trip recovered us from last trip.
Yes.
We had no illnesses and no major issues or anything like that. And it was a lot of fun.
No stinky bathrooms or bugs.
Well, there was bugs.
There was bugs.
But it was also cabin in the woods.
The cabin
so what do you
woods.
expect?
It was very much in the woods.
Yeah.
So that was an amazing trip. I hope you guys like watching it.